Pre-project stage measures. Most organizations don't have the luxury of performing every project that's proposed. Selection and evaluation methods help organizations decide among alternative projects and determine the tangible benefits to the company or choosing or not choosing the project. How projects are assessed will vary depending on the company, the people serving on the selection committee, the criteria used, and the project. Sometimes the criteria for selection methods will be purely financial, sometimes purely marketing, and sometimes they'll be based on public perception or political perception. In most cases, the decision is based on the combination of all these and more. In fact, the most widely used project selection criteria is the economic model. Some of the most prevalent metrics used in analyzing the financial contribution a project will make to the organizations are net present value, NPV, return on investment, ROI, internal rate of return, IRR, payback period, PBP, and benefit cost ratio, BCR. Let us understand each of these metrics in more detail. Net present value is certainly the most widely used project selection method. Net present value is a profitability model that also uses discounted cash flow. In order to select a project, it converts future cash flows to their equivalent present value. Net present value further compares the sum of equivalent present value of cash inflows to present cash outflow for decision making. If net present value is more than zero, the project is a profitable venture. If net present value is less than or equal to zero, no real profit is occurring to the project. So here's the rule. If the net present value calculation is greater than zero, accept the project. If the net present value calculation is less than zero, reject the project. For the exam, you won't have to calculate the net present value, but you should be able to select the best project opportunity given the net present value of multiple projects. Next, let's discuss internal rate of return. The internal rate of return, in short IRR, is the discount rate when the present value of the cash inflows equal the original investment. When choosing between projects or when choosing alternative methods of doing the project, projects with higher internal rate of return values are generally considered better than projects with low internal rate of return values. Return on investment, in short ROI, is a return ratio that compares the net benefits of a project versus its total cost. It is a performance measure used to evaluate the efficiency of investment. ROI is calculated by deducting the expected cost of the investment in a project from its expected revenue and then dividing net profit by the expected cost in order to get an ROI. Other factors such as inflation and interest rates on borrowed money may be factored into ROI calculations. The best value project is the project that has the highest ROI in the shortest period. In summary, ROI gives a quick assessment of the investment performance. ROI is also useful when comparing two investments over the same period. If repairing a device has an annual ROI of 15% compared to buying a new device that delivers 10% of ROI, then it can be concluded that the first option, repairing the equipment, is a better decision. The payback period calculates how soon you will recapture your investment and begin making a profit. However, the payback period does not take into account the effect of time value on money. Moreover, it also does not discount the future cash flows. During the project selection process, compare the payback period of a project against the standard payback period. Accept a project if the payback is less than the standard payback period mandate. However, reject a project if the payback is greater than the standard mandate. While selecting two projects, always select a project with a lesser payback period. Cost-benefit analysis, CBA, is yet another popular project selection technique. Benefit-cost ratio compares the benefit or revenue of a project with the cost of investment of a project. Any project with a benefit-cost ratio higher than 1 means the project will be profitable. The exam will ask you to calculate simple versions of these calculations, such as ROI or present value, but not IRR or NPV, nor do you have the means to estimate the power of 5, for instance. So you may get only a conceptual question. In the next screen, we will look at some of the examples for project selection based on these metrics. This table lists some examples of the factors to consider while selecting a project. The net present value of Project A is higher than Project B, therefore, Project A is more profitable. Project B provides a higher internal rate of return than Project A, therefore, Project B is the best value project. Project A has a shorter payback period than Project B, therefore, Project A will recapture the investment and begin making profits sooner than Project B. Project A has a higher cost-benefit ratio than Project B, therefore, Project A is more profitable.